Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela here, and in today's video, I will be reacting to popular Wall Street Oasis posts. I saw another YouTuber do a similar video. His name is Brian, and he also makes finance, investment banking, life-related content here on YouTube. I'm going to be going through the trending posts on Wall Street Oasis today and going through a few, letting you guys know my thoughts and my reactions to them. For the sake of keeping it my own opinion, I'm not going to read through the other comments. I'm just going to read through the initial post first, and then I'll read through the other comments. So let's go to the first one. It's called Vent Some Wisdom to Incoming Analysts/Interns. So this user said that they thought it would be nice to have a thread where everyone throws some quick, simple pointers on how to not piss your bosses off and be a bottom bucket analyst. They list a few here, and they said, 1. Never intentionally take your time on an easy task just to keep occupied and stay looking busy longer during what it feels like a slow period to you. 2. Always over communicate. And 3. Be respectful, kind, and a team player. So I would agree with these tips as well for the most part. In terms of the first one, never intentionally take your time on an easy task. What I will say is that you need to figure out what you want to spend more of your time on. If you know that this is a project that no one really cares about, no one's really going to look at, but you have a bunch of other projects piling up, this is a project that you don't want to spend a lot of your time on. Not everything is due to ASAP, so you can take your time with some projects. It's up to you to figure out which ones to prioritize. Some other tips that I have for incoming analysts and interns are to 1. Take some time for yourself. That time will never come unless you take it, because you're always going to have work. You're always going to be waiting on something from someone. If you're waiting for comments from a managing director, you can either sit there by your computer and literally wait, or you can make use of that time for yourself and go run an errand, go grab a coffee, go do laundry if you're working from home. Your time is what you make of it, and no one is going to notice if you're sitting by your laptop for that half an hour versus returning a package to UPS for that half an hour. No one cares as long as you finish your work. Number 2, check the PDF before you send it out. I find that whenever I PDF a PowerPoint and right before I send it out in an email, I always find mistakes every time I do so. And so it's better to just catch those mistakes yourself rather than sending it to someone higher up, because they're going to catch those same mistakes that you did if you're just viewing it on first glance and you can quickly catch it. I would just quickly skim through anything that you send for quick formatting errors, spelling errors, etc. And number 3, super important, but you want to be organized the moment you step into the job. It takes a little bit of extra time up front to set up folder trees, to name all of your files the correct way and have a certain mechanism for doing so, but it's going to be so helpful later on in the job, because it happens so often where a few months down the line, someone asks you for the source of where you found a specific number, and it's best if you've saved down that file somewhere or noted in the comments a link to where you found that figure from. Or if someone asks you for previous materials that you worked on 5 months ago, if you saved it all down in a folder where you can easily find it, where anyone can find it, then it'll make your life so much easier. And all it took was an extra minute or 2 5 months back to just set everything up. Next post, what are the dumbest/least value add edits you've received on a deliverable? This is from a first-year analyst in M&A, and they said, everyone knows between the malls and bottles and the truly glamorous life of an investment banker, there are comment turns that make you question your reality at 2 a.m. in a bathroom stall, such as the entire deck needs to have squares with rounded edges, globally change all the dates to a dash format, ensure all numbers go to 2 decimals instead of 1, and tie, need to make longer, change title from expand market opportunity to enlarge market opportunity, fix bullets to be not fill in circles to fill in circles. I'll honestly say that I've pretty much gotten all of these comments, and you can expect these types of comments on almost any deck you work on in investment banking. It sounds dumb that people are up 5 a.m. at night working on this stuff. I once had a fellow investment banking analyst tell me that they were up at 7 a.m. and they got a comment from a senior banker who just woken up in the morning, looked at the deck, and told them that they wanted everything in the deck changed from a darker red to a lighter red, and this was a deck at 7 a.m. when the analyst had pulled an all-nighter. Another comment that I received and that I know to just do is to not have any Oxford commas. There was once I had a memo in investment banking and I received a markup back where basically every single Oxford comma was circled. It's not a huge change to just remove all of those, and it's relatively quick, but when you have so many other things to do, it just seems pointless to spend 10 minutes of your time sitting there making sure every single one of those commas are removed. Another useless comment I've gotten is similar to what this analyst had to go through, which was to ensure that all of the 2 decimal points were rounded down to 1 decimal point and that they tied. One reason why I find this a bit useless is because, for example, if you have the figures 1.05 plus 2.05, what do you get? You get 3.10. But if you were to round it to just 1 decimal point, you get 1.1 plus 2.1. And what do you get? You get 3.2. So you can't even copy and paste it from Excel because Excel is going to tell you it's 3.1. But this person literally wanted me to manually tie each and every one of them, even if the figure was slightly wrong, just so if someone so happened to add them up physically on the slide, that it would tie exactly. Okay, next post. MD saw me naked via Zoom. Virtual internship. What do I do? So this is from an intern in M&A. They said, "Hi monkeys, I've started my virtual summer internship this week. Today, before Zoom with my team, I logged early on to my call to make sure I don't miss anything, leaving my computer to change from my PJs to a formal dress code. Halfway through dressing up, I discovered that my camera was still on. Of course, I ran to my computer to switch the camera off, but clearly there were people on the call, including my MD. I'm sure they noticed that I was changing, but didn't want to make me feel embarrassed and didn't say anything. What should I do?" Just pretend nothing happened, because if none of them are saying anything, then you should just continue as is. If anyone does bring it up, just shrug it off like it's a joke. The fact that no one reacted to you doing this, I would just put it behind you. If you don't like your group, this could be a good opportunity to switch. Also, hopefully, because it's Zoom and your entire class is on there, hopefully the icon is really tiny and no one really saw too much. I don't know. I would just leave this be. Just let it go. If no one's bringing it up, just forget it. Okay, next one. A friend of mine cheated and got an internship offer at a bulge bracket investment bank. So this person said a friend of mine had a GPA of 2.1, basically photoshopped his unofficial transcript with better grades and gave himself a much higher GPA, and eventually received a summer internship offer from a bulge bracket and even passed their background check. How exactly did this happen? Apart from the obvious, he'll probably suck at his job or won't even be able to keep up with the workload. How do firms let something like this happen and deprive a more deserving candidate of an offer? Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. I thought that the background check would usually catch these types of things for fake transcript, especially with a GPA of 2.1. I mean, this guy was taking a risk, but for him at least, his options were one, probably not ever get into investment banking out of undergraduate because of a GPA of 2.1, because most investment banks have a cutoff of at least 3.0. And 2, run the risk of being blacklisted from every single investment bank out there. But yeah, this guy took a chance for sure. But aside from that, he still has to pass the interviews to get the summer internship, and if he can somehow go through the entire internship and prove that he has good work product, he'll probably also get a return. Okay, last one. Girl on Tinder threatening to send my messages to my firm/boss. So I'm not going to read the full message, but basically this person was talking to a girl on Tinder. He was really drunk and he ended up calling her fat and making jokes about her weight. And the girl was really upset, and she said that she would be screenshotting the message and sending it to his employer. And obviously through the power of Google and detective skills of basically every girl out there, she was able to find his full name, his manager's email, which were all on the firm website. That's super easy to find. And this guy is basically scared that she's going to send the screenshot to his boss, and his boss is going to read it and call him out. Legitimate concerns, which is why it is best to not call a girl fat over any message whatsoever, and especially one who you don't know. But this is the situation at hand, so what can he do? Well, honestly, his best method here is to apologize to her. If he just leaves it be, there's a chance she's actually going to send the screenshot to his boss, which would not make him look good by any means. It's super unprofessional, and it definitely doesn't reflect on him in a good way as a person. So he needs to apologize to her intensely, and hopefully she forgives him. But let's say that she does send it to his boss. The only thing that you can do now is to just have a candid conversation with the boss and explain and apologize then. I'm reading the most helpful comment here on this post, which is essentially saying that you can actually report her for blackmail if she does this. And yeah, it is blackmail, and you should tell her that that's blackmail and it can be reported. But first, apologize. Alrighty, I am going to end the post here. Before I end it, I've been sitting on this chair from Gita Home the entire time. You can find them on Amazon. It's a gaming chair. They were kind enough to send me this, and it's honestly the most comfy chair. They even have a massage component in the back to massage you while you're playing games or doing work. So guys, that marks the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to like this video. It helps me a lot. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!